right, you are listening to the Bucks Townies podcast. We're broadcasting live from Doylestown, the heart of Bucks County. It's kind of not necessarily the center of Bucks County, but it's Central Bucks. We're here with Ed Crimi, the curator and owner of the Vampa Museum.
That's right.
In Doylestown or Buckingham?
Well, it's actually officially in Buckingham, but we do say Doylestown.
Okay. Nice. I don't know if you have to... Does he have to lean into the mic? I don't want to break his neck.
No, not
Starting
really.
on the podcast here.
He's good.
Gilmar, what do you have to say for yourself today?
You know, excited to be here. I'm excited to know more about the museum. I've seen it online, never actually been. But when Andrew told me we were going to have this opportunity, I was pretty excited because I want to know, what it's all about and what you got. So, yeah.
I'm excited to be here. I heard you guys do great work, and my assistants told me that you guys were the best, so I'm ready to go.
We're the best.
What are we?
Best in Bucks County. We're the best investigative journalists in all of Bucks County and possibly
Number one,
the world.
baby. Number one.
But I'll be completely transparent with your location. What really drew me in were the dinosaur statues outside, because we sell homes and renovations and things like that. And we had this idea a long time ago, possibly when you took over the place, that we were going to buy dinosaur statues instead of like for sale signs.
That's cool.
And just put them out in the front of a project, and people would be like, oh, I got to have that house with the dinosaur.
It definitely brings people in.
Yeah. So, but what we actually really wanted to talk to you about was just the more paranormal side of your business today. We're friends with Julie Krause.
Okay.
And she told me a little bit of the inside baseball that goes on, maybe a little bit behind the scenes. And we were really curious, and we've been really excited to sit down with you. Okay. So I appreciate you for coming. I guess in like just thinking about all of our questions that we were brainstorming leading up to this, the question that we had that was the most top of mind and came up most frequently was, why would someone get into collecting like haunted artifacts and like vampire artifacts and stuff like that? Like, why did that start?
Well, it's a good question, and basically the backstory is that two of my uncles were priests in Catania, Italy, and they were full-time exorcists. So that's the beginning of the story. And I've always been fascinated by the paranormal and the supernatural.
Okay.
And collected at a young age, and hearing stories from my family, and just got me in that direction. I love antiques. The museum is not exactly that as well. It's not just about, haunted item. It's showing how art has been influenced by the battle between good and evil. So it's an academic museum in that direction.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, like, what started it? You had like the influence from your family, but did you start with like a single artifact, or did you inherit artifacts?
I inherited some items, but most of the items I've purchased. I did a lot of traveling when I was young, and I started just picking trash in the garbage, like flea market. So I just started collecting things that $10, $20, and built up a business, an antique business from there. But at the same time, traveling around the world collecting these unusual items.
What would you say in like the antique or paranormal? Like, what's your specialty? Like, what's your area of knowledge?
My specialty is 19th century European bronzes. And this is a collection that I've collected my whole life and dealt with, and actually worked in various museums in that direction.
Like, what do you mean by bronzes?
So bronze sculpture. Bronze sculpture that was made in the 19th century, primarily French. There are different artists that did great sculpture. I mean, you probably heard of Rodin, Moreau, Fremier, artists of that nature.
All right, so it's interesting.
I've never heard of those artists.
Yeah, I've never heard.
Can
Can you pull up something like that?
Yeah.
Is there anything on the? We don't want to show what he's got on the website, but
What was one of the artists you said?
I mean, you can use a Moreau, Rodin.
let's see what he spells. Don't spell it.
Wait, I'm gonna guess. No.
No, Moreau. Get rid of that. All right, Moreau
close.
sculpture.
I was close. Sculpture.
August Moreau. Yeah, you have the first right there.
Okay.
Yeah, those are various subject matters, and one of the artists. They look like reproductions. I deal in originals, though.
What was it about those sculptures that drew you in? It's like, what was it about bronze sculptures that kind of,
I like the imagery, and there's a lot of religious art as well with that, so I like that as well.
Are you religious?
Yes, I'm actually an ordained minister as well.
You're an ordained minister?
Yes.
Okay. So did you grow up Catholic, or how did you grow up?
Grew up Roman Catholic.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, I was actually invited to the Exorcist conference at the Vatican.
Okay.
So that's one of my specialties and something I've studied my whole life.
What happens at an exorcist conference? Like, what is the subject matter? Obviously, exorcisms.
Demonic possession.
Yeah, but yeah, dumb question.
Yeah, no, but I get what you were
But
saying.
you were saying, like, what do you guys like? Are you guys sharing war stories? Are you learning techniques? Like, what's going on?
It's not nefarious by any stretch of the imagination, and it's very calm. Most of the exorcists, and there was about 250 full-time exorcists, and actually when you're an exorcist, that's full-time. They're very calm people, very educated. Most of them speak 3 to 6 languages. They have a couple of PhDs. They are people that studied philosophy. It's a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual liberation of the soul. They take it very serious. I've been involved in 7 exorcisms in my life.
That was my next question. It literally just rolled right into it. All right, cool.
And as a layperson, at that time I wasn't an ordained minister, and I'll be still driving on 202 after going to the conference, after seeing 7, after seeing all the stories and hearing the stories of my family, I'll go, nah, this can't be. It takes a while to actually grasp.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to the conference, and then we'll go into the grasping part. The conference is there for networking purposes to kind of like share techniques, or is it just educating on best practices?
Mostly education.
Yeah.
And there's different, you have Roman Catholic canons, you have Greek Orthodox canon, you have, various Christian canons, you even have exorcism in Islam and Judaism. So it's very academic.
Okay, interesting. So are you guys sitting and people are giving presentations and there's like PowerPoints and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically seeing videos, and there's usually 6 to 8 lectures per day.
Interesting. So going back to like the exorcisms and perhaps like other things you've been witness to, what do you say is like most difficult for you in terms of like grasping whether or not it's real?
It's deep, it's very deep. A lot of people believe in it, it's something that people really believe. It's a liberation of the soul, and it's hard to imagine sometimes about demons, celestial beings, things of that nature. I look at things more for good. I believe that most of the time it's angels that are helping us as opposed to demons that are hurting us. You have to approach it through psychology, through neuroscience and spirituality.
Interesting. When you're handling artifacts or art or these timeless pieces that you're collecting, how are you like protecting yourself from being interfered with? I'm not necessarily an expert in this language, but
no, you're actually doing good.
yeah, like in terms of like demonic possessions and like that negative energy or dark energy, we'll call it, like how are you protecting yourself, or
Well, I think the best way is prayer. People use crucifixes, holy water, things of that nature, but I'm a firm believer in just prayer and a strong edification. I don't really get afraid. I actually think that if you stay just on track and don't let anything negative into your brain, you're going to protect yourself that way.
So you don't really spend too much time on social media then, do you?
Only when I'm doing my interviews.
Yeah. Only positive social media. Yeah. I feel like there's a couple demonic possessions on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
That could be a form of if you think about it, if you're just sucked in.
Everyone's so sucked in, dude.
It's interesting.
And it's not always demonic possessions. There's demonic oppression, demonic infestation. There's different levels of it.
Okay, so it gets worse and latches on to objects or your being?
It can. I mean, demonic possession is like the movies, which is very exaggerated, Then you have demonic oppression, which most people experience in their lifetime. And then you can have demonic infestation, which is an attachment to an object. You can have demonic subjugation, where someone gives their free will to a celestial being or celestial demon, which is against, they're actually giving their free will. In demonic possession, it's not your free will.
Interesting.
But it's not like the movies, The movies is a movie. That's fiction.
Yeah, I'm scared. I don't watch scary movies.
You don't?
No, of course I do.
I was about to say, what? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, The Exorcist, when her head turns around, she's like, nah.
But that's interesting that you mentioned
I was
that.
a little kid being like, what the heck? My dad's like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't watch this. Can you hang? I was like, yeah. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared at all, dude.
But that's an interesting comment you made. So in that movie, people might say, how did the head spin around? It can't happen. You'd break your neck, blah, blah, blah. It's not happening in reality. It's happening in the imagination of the priest that's performing the exorcism.
It's more of like a hologram kind of thing.
Well,
like
it's
an
just
illusion.
in your imagination. It's in your imagination.
A projection of the
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
There's so many levels to all that stuff. We could go down a big time rabbit hole here. We're gonna try and not do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm interested. You said there's like different kinds of possessions or oppression and infestation. What's it like to then go about, I guess, having someone come to light or to have that, what did you call it, spiritual awakening?
It's a spiritual awakening. It's actually a spiritual liberation. You're helping a person. That's what you're doing. It's almost like an operation that you're doing. And like I said, as much as I could believe in it 100% and have experienced it, it's still hard to fathom.
But are the methods to liberating someone, are they all the same, or are they different based on the type of, I guess, possession that is happening?
It's a lot of times based on the religious canons, countries, culture.
What's a canon?
So it's basically the rules. You know, there's different rules with it. And within even different churches, there are different rules. You know, we are human beings, so you're never going to follow every rule. So everyone has a different interpretation. It can happen in Islam. It can happen in Africa. It's always a different method. And within those methods, there are different methods within the methods.
Yeah. I'm sure Islamic exorcism is probably wild.
Probably wild.
Yeah.
It's more the jinn. It's more, the jinn and ghost, how they work that.
Okay. Interesting. Where'd you grow up?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was someplace like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You did you play any sports, or what was it like growing up?
Well, I am still, but I, used to be a professional fighter, martial artist,
All right,
nice.
nice.
Kickboxing.
Yeah.
So I fought for years.
What style martial arts?
I've been involved in everything. Kendo, Aikido. I started with Taekwondo, Muay Thai. I mean, it's what I do.
Testament to the guy here. I've got credentials. Some credentials. He's got the grip.
Yeah,
Immediately shook his hand. I was like, this guy could break bricks.
And I'm 67.
Yeah. So you're 67 years old? Oh, wow.
I think I could beat you in clapping push-ups, too.
And push-ups?
And
Clapping push-ups? All right. You got to chest. This chick guy's got a chest on him.
Yeah,
That'll
be a sight to see.
I don't like to lose, though. We might do it
Yeah, you do not. Yeah, that's
we
so
might
true.
test that 67.
That's so true.
If you want to test it, buddy, we can test it.
I literally
senior
have
citizen.
a bruise on my shoulder right here from doing stuff like this.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is great. We're gonna get along great.
Yeah. Facts.
See, this is why we do the podcast.
Yeah.
We have fun.
Yeah.
What brought you? So you grew up. What was the first martial art you did?
Taekwondo.
And that was big in the 70s and
Yeah, I mean we're talking 72.
72. Yeah. Damn. What drew you to martial arts?
Getting beat up in Brooklyn a lot, being small and getting beat up.
Yeah, being the little guy.
I got tired of getting beat up.
Yeah. Okay. Do you still practice though?
Oh,
Do you train locally? Where you train?
I have a dojo on the property. I've
nice.
trained people. I don't teach as much because I don't have time. But some of my students, still teach. But I still work out.
Dude, you're a legend, man. You're collecting artifacts. You've got this Miyagi energy to you.
You've done exorcisms
From Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You've done exorcisms.
Yeah.
If you don't know this guy yet, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
What brought you to Bucks County then?
I liked the area. I was doing antique shows at the time. I actually started in Lambertville, right over the bridge.
Okay,
That was
makes
my
a lot
first
of sense.
business. Yeah,
There's a big area for antiques.
Yeah, back then it was really big. Yeah.
So did you start up in New York and then kind of come down this way? Just you were just blown down this way, or just going to the shows?
17 when I came into this area after I graduated high school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was a much different area back then.
Probably.
What do you has Bucks County been welcoming to the Vampa Museum?
98% of Bucks County has been welcoming to the Vampa Museum.
Okay.
Unfortunately, some people haven't.
For on what grounds?
I think even just for legal reasons that we might be getting involved into this legal reason. I can't discuss it right now.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But most people have been wonderful. The community's been wonderful, the local museums, but there is a couple of people that have given me a little tough time, and we're having a tough time right now.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish you well with that. Obviously,
I appreciate that.
Obviously, we know how legal things go. We don't want to get.
Yeah.
I'm not getting sucked into
Not
a
mixed up in
courtroom.
that.
I'm not
Yeah,
getting
no.
interviewed for any of this, so I don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
What So the 98%. What do you think the 98% are just like most when they leave there? What's on their mind? Like, what do you think they're left with?
Well, we try to make it a fun experience for families. That's why we have the dinosaurs. We try to make it educational. People are fascinated. We do a lot of charity work, a lot. I mean, we just had the concert, the Ukraine concert. We raised money for children. It'll be the third time we've done it. We work with underprivileged children a lot. We work with the Boy Scouts. We do a lot of charity work. So they feel good about that. And most people really love the place, and they're fascinated. I think there's a fashion, and also it's beautiful. The art's very fascinating looking.
It's a really cool property.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
And the location's really like you really can't beat this spot you're in terms of traffic.
Yeah, people like it.
You got a lot of traffic there, and you're tucked away from the road. And the whole front with the dinosaurs and everything, like people have to be like, what is that place? And I didn't know that was like, I live right up the road. So I drive past there all the time. And I didn't put two and two together until Julie told me like that's where you were located. Because I would like see your guys' marketing and I was like, oh man. Because I would go there over the before I think you owned it, we would also go there to just check out random antiques.
No, I've owned it for 35 years.
35 years?
Yeah.
Oh, then when did you? So you've owned then why did you convert it to the Vampa Museum all of a sudden?
Well, I wanted to have the museum somewhere.
The 2023 was the year that the museum came about, right?
Right. Yeah. So waited, and my children grew up in the home there, so we were going to have the museum. It was the family residence.
Oh wow, yeah. Because I've been to your place so many times. Then we would stop in there for years, maybe once a year, twice a year, just to see what you had,
check out the antiques.
Kick it over, see what we got, see if you find it. You got to go to the store. You got to do that when you're looking at antiques. You kind of just got to see what's out there. You can't call someone up and be like, you got one of these?
Right.
It doesn't exist. You don't know what you're looking for. Could be anything.
That's true.
So was there always a goal to open a museum?
Yes.
What was why?
I wanted to share the beautiful artifacts. I wanted to create an environment where people can explore different things, different ideas in a safe environment. We are a non-denomination ministry, so I just wanted to bring people together. And I thought that would be the perfect place to do it, and it is. And I've been doing ministry work there for years. I mean, for my whole life since I've been there.
Okay. So do you when you say you're doing ministry work there, what is it what does that entail?
Basically, I'm big in helping children, helping people, the disenfranchised, simple stuff. If you help one person in a lifetime, that's good enough. You don't have to, can't save the world. So you could if you can encourage one person, that's a pleasure for me. That makes me happy.
Are you what do you guys get into outside of your business? Are you guys involved in the community, or what else do you guys do?
A lot of community work in the cities as well. We don't, accept any donations or anything. It's purely funded by me being in business.
Yeah.
Actually, we do not accept any money for the ministry work. We always tell people just play it forward. Just that's how we do it.
Interesting. What, how do you separate the antiques business from the Vampa business in terms of your time and your focus? Or are you 100% focused on the Vampa Museum right now?
Taking all my time, yeah. It really takes all the time. And the antique business is not a good business anymore.
No.
So we are.
How come?
It's just people not interested in it. The market value is not what it used to be. The young generation can't really afford some of the antiques. We focus a lot on the garden items outside, but actually we'll be getting rid of most of the antiques for sale, the furniture. It's just not a good business, and I've lost a lot of interest in it.
You just hold on to stuff too long?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sad to hear that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I guess I'm the only person that's interested in antiques.
Yeah. I go antique shopping as often as I can, so it's a shame
People
to
like
hear
to
that.
go shopping, but
Yeah.
it's like, and we're changing some of the products.
You look at his shoes. You know he's buying antiques. I know you're buying antiques. You got a problem.
Yeah. It's like at home just thinking about antiques.
Yeah. I know where you live, dude. I've seen it.
Facts.
What do you know any like Indiana Jones type characters being in business, like, in the artifacts and antiques business, like people that are going and like looking for these artifacts?
Well, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Call him Bucks County Jones.
So I've traveled all around the world, doing this for many, many years, and you meet a lot of interesting people.
What's like the most far off land that you've traveled to?
I'm trying to think where I haven't been, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've been pretty much everywhere.
Antarctica?
Yes. Egypt, the Middle East.
And what?
Yeah. But that wasn't for finding antiques. That was just for a little
Adventure seeking?
Well, I was actually, I was going to Korea at the time, too. So it was just like a stop off, couple of days type of thing.
Interesting. Do you believe in aliens? Where do you fall on this?
Interesting. I do believe that there's other life forms. Now it's the definition of what an alien is. Is it angels and demons? I mean, it's a really, really big universe out there. There's billions and billions of galaxies. So I do believe there's other life form, not necessarily what we, see on television.
Okay. Where did you visited the pyramids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've slept in the Sahara Desert for 2 weeks straight in a tent.
Yeah. Why? For what reason?
Break up with a girl, but besides that, but also for spiritual reasons.
Was this an American girl?
An American girl,
Yeah, they're vicious.
Yeah.
They'll send you. We've all been on trips like that.
Whether they're in your mind or in reality.
Dude, you get broken up with, you wake up in Colombia.
Yeah, no, you go different places, man.
You're like, I can't even spell Tijuana. I'm not there.
Yeah, you go to places.
That's interesting.
Can't speak the language.
Do you still travel frequently?
Not as much. I'm actually going over to England next month to spend a month with one of my daughters who lives there because I'm going to be a grandfather. Yeah.
Hey,
You're
congrats.
going to be a grandfather?
Yeah.
Your first one?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
How excited are you? Like, this is like... It.
I'm really excited. And actually, my daughter called me today. Her husband works at the UN in Pakistan. And she said, Dad, for 10 days... Shazal has to be at Pakistan, so you're going to have to spend time with those 10 days to watch the baby. I thought I was actually going to have 10 days off for the month.
No.
But I'm excited.
Grandpa's called in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's actually got to be an honor, though, that, like, you're getting called to watch the baby. I don't even know that, like, I'm barely trusted with my own baby.
Actually, I love being a father. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, they say super involved, like, grandparents were people that, like, never, like, stopped wanting to be parents.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, found that energy. Damn, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
Good for you.
pretty sweet.
What do you think is like the next like growth thing for the museum and like the property? Like where are you focused on like 2026?
Well, we do have some problems that we're working with Buckingham, but I plan to have the entire barn upstairs as part of the museum.
Okay.
So that would be the expansion of the museum. I'm in the process of writing a book that will coming out next year. And that would also just be an interesting subject matter. And we work with a lot of different museums. We worked with the Tile Works in a event called Fire and Fangs that was really successful.
Yeah.
And we're going to do more of that type of stuff as well. That was fun.
That looked crazy.
Yeah, that looked crazy.
I already had another engagement, but we drove past and the traffic was crazy.
It was amazing.
It looked
was a
like
great
everybody
event,
was there.
Yeah, it was really special. It was fun.
What the book you're working on, like what are you looking to talk about?
It's a coffee table book.
Okay.
So it has about 400 photos, but it also goes into some of the history of my life, and it's going to be very interesting.
There's 7 exorcisms that you witnessed or were involved in, I guess. Yeah. What did any one of them like impact you more than the others in any type of way? Like, what one of those events like?
The last one did, and the last one, the demon. Actually, well, I was younger at the time. I mean, not that young, but I spoke directly to the entity, which you're not supposed to do, especially as a layperson at the time. My job is usually holding people down and, some physical activity and prayer. And the demon spoke through the host and mentioned the last words my father said before he passed away when I was 17. And no one ever knew that. And I found that frightening, powerful, scary, but it was no one on the planet I've ever shared that with.
Interesting.
But also on the opposite end, it was also uplifting to bring that into the existence because it was beautiful at the same time. So a lot of times it's complicated when you deal with celestial beings. Are you dealing with a guardian angel? Are you dealing, and if you believe in spirits, are you dealing with a loved one that passed away?
Like maybe you needed to hear that message.
Exactly.
Interesting. So I guess it's kind of difficult to judge like what's good and bad in those circumstances.
It's very difficult. And now you're dealing with a finite mind to conceive an infinite concept. Well, logic dictates you can't do it. So that's one thing when it comes to ministries and religion is that, as I always say, if people ask me questions, I'm stupid. What do I know? What are you asking me? I'm just a human being. I'm no smarter than anyone else in that. And a lot of religions try to push, that they know everything.
Yeah, I would get behind that.
Yeah,
I would agree. I definitely think that's been one of the more difficult aspects of religion and my relationship with, religion is kind of like the definitive nature, but also like we're exploring this open-ended concept. We're agreeing like this infinite energy that we couldn't possibly understand exists. But yet we know about it.
Right, exactly. But that one person has all the information of the universe.
I'm always like, whoa. Based upon what you just said, that doesn't work. So I definitely get that. Do you think your dad passing so young like had an impact and like contributed to your success as a business owner?
I think the situation I was in, it was necessary for me to survive.
Yeah, to
and
do or die.
Support my mother and grandmother. So, I mean, I was poor. I was homeless at one point.
Yeah.
And I was a self-made millionaire at 22. So I was successful from hard work and doing a lot of different things. And I was inspired. But it's not about the money. It was about the creativity and also necessity. You have to eat. I mean, I had a big responsibility at a very young age.
Eat, right?
Yeah, it's got to eat.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Your first exorcism, how does one get invited to an exorcism? Was it because like you're a pretty formidable character, like sitting across from you, you have like a
presence, energy.
Yeah, like I don't know, like
there's an aura.
He's the aura.
There's an
he has
aura.
the juice,
Yeah.
as we say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that what? Did somebody call you up and say, hey, like we need the muscle to like come help us, or were you looking to get involved in this?
Was not looking to do it. No, was fascinated by the concept. Maybe as an observer, it's fascinating. But I was actually called. The first one was in Brooklyn. I had a priest that I knew who was actually one of the toughest guys I've ever seen in my entire life. He was a major boxer, and I used to work out with him as a kid, and we got along really well. And he wanted me to help out at one point, and I did, and it wasn't that intense the first time. Actually, really, the last one was the most intense. But it's about prayer too. I was just doing prayer work, and just that is what you do as a layperson, is just do prayer. I mean, anyone can perform an exorcism under Catholic canon who has been baptized too as well. So it's a lot of little rules, and a lot of people don't understand that.
So you kind of were brought in as like a force multiplier.
Exactly.
To be like more people praying is kind of like more machine guns on the target.
Exactly. And remember, there was a time there's no social media. It's a different world. Okay. You're going back to a whole different world.
when people are talking about like this idea that like celebrities are possessed or different things like that, do you ever see in culture things that, what was the most recent one that was like the Olympics, the demonic conversation around the Olympics? Like, do you ever see that stuff and you're like, oh yeah, like that's actually some darkness? Or like sometimes you're just like, these people just need to calm down?
I think a lot of time it's just people need to calm down. And also there's a fascination with the concept, and there is, a draw to the concept. People want to see it. They want to see movies like The Conjuring. They want to see the movies. So a lot of times people might exaggerate.
What do you think that says about like human curiosity, that people want like that darkness?
Well, if you believe in the darkness, it also makes you believe in the light.
Okay.
So the denial of the devil is a denial of God. Believing in the devil is also a way of believing in God. So there's a whole other deeper celestial strategy to it. And that would take us 5 hours to discuss.
No, yeah, so that'll probably be lunch. That's an interesting idea, because a lot of times, like, in culture, things like that, you'll see people like playing to demonic style, or whatever, that the Gothic look or things like that.
Well, the Gothic look is not demonic. Let's not go there, because it really isn't.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
I stand corrected. But like there is in a little bit of in culture right now, like in particular, like the music world, there seems to be like a little bit of an obsession with straight demonic type stuff. And I think that some of those people would like to believe that God doesn't exist. And it's interesting to like explore the idea, like if you're playing with dark, if you're agreeing that there's dark, there's always good and bad. So like you have to kind of admit that there's a good side to that. That's an interesting takeaway.
That's why we just believe, in a museum and a ministry, just love, compassion, and charity, and open denomination for everyone.
Do you ever have people come to you and say like they've had like a paranormal experience
all the time
at your place? Really?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do people say?
And paranormal is not negative. That could be positive as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying
right?
that people are getting.
So
we gotta be clear about that. You will not get possessed. I'm just saying.
People feel energy. They like to feel energy. We do believe, and I do believe, that we have a spirit on the property. Her name is Abigail. She is sweet. She's a good energy. And some people feel sometimes a tightness in their chest when they come, but most people feel, especially in the last room, which is dedicated to the Archangel Michael, that's like an uplifting museum room. That is beautiful. We have sculpture, 19th century European sculpture, marble sculpture, paintings, artwork. And when people walk into there, a lot of times they say they feel closer to God. So that's a beautiful experience. And there's a lot of fascination. With the vampire items, it's not usually something that's scary. It's more history and curiosity. I think the one thing that frightens people the most, believe it or not, are dolls.
Yeah.
Be clear. True.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Dolls, especially the eyes that are just like the eyes that look like they can move a little bit.
Yeah, those porcelain dolls.
Do you have any spots in the museum, like artwork, where like you can poke your eyes through, like in like the old school, like
when you put your face in the hole? You mean?
Yeah, like one of those things you see at like Six Flags where you put your face in the hole, but like the haunted, like where you like peek through the eyes and you can just like look into it.
Nothing like that. We have little areas where cutouts into the wall where you can see items.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your do you have like a most favorite piece of your collection?
I get that question all the time. I don't really have a favorite piece. There are items that I do gravitate towards, I like, and then that would also change. I mean, actually today we bought a beautiful 1970s.
So as Ed was beginning to tell us his paranormal incident, our equipment completely just crashed out, and we lost about a minute right before he was beginning to tell the story, and these are the events that followed.
All right, keep your eye on it. We're going in.
Yeah, just for people.
Yeah, tell us what's going on.
We were talking about this story, and the audio just crashed out. I have to check and make sure that not everything got lost, because it wasn't showing, but it was showing when we first started recording.
The whole podcast.
I have to double check, but that's
double
crazy.
check right now?
Yeah, I'll double check right
It
now.
doesn't want the story to come out.
That's unreal, dude. That's crazy.
And it's happened before.
No,
with the
this
story.
is no.
No.
Oh, with the story. Okay.
This is the third time that's happened when I've told the story.
I just hope we didn't lose the whole podcast because of that. That would be terrible.
Dude, it's not letting me open up the file.
But I'm telling you, this is what you experience now is a paranormal experience.
All right, we're rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling. What the hell?
So, to explain what just happened, the question was, I asked, like, was there ever an event or like an experience that you had traveling or at the museum that genuinely like scared you, like, out? And then we started telling the story and the whole system crashed. So take with that what you will. Apparently that's happened before. You're
3 times before.
Yeah, when
This
people
is
are
the
trying
fourth
to,
time.
you were trying to record or something like
This
that.
story.
Yeah. Okay. Jeez. All right. So we're gonna keep going.
All right, where was I?
So the chicken parm.
Okay, I was that. So basically, the museum was
End of the
busy.
Dragon.
I wanted a easy night, chicken palm, an exorcist documentary, and Enter the Dragon. That was going to be my night. Went upstairs. I took my sandwich. I turned on my TV with a remote. I have a table where I'm eating. It's in the center. And then, unfortunately, my youngest daughter calls me up and says, "Dad, I want to talk to you." She broke up with her boyfriend. I'm like, no, not now. I just want to relax. So after speaking with my daughter, I looked down and my remote was not on the table. It was gone. I'm like, where is the remote? Now I'm speaking with her, looking for the remote. Can't find it anywhere. Like, weird. So I had to get up and actually unplug the television. And I spent 45 minutes talking with my daughter and this is no exaggeration, 6 hours looking for the remote. I could not find the remote anywhere. Could not find it. It wasn't anywhere. I didn't know even what to do at that point. I mean, it was just not there. So, and I looked everywhere. I looked in the toilet. I have a bedroom which is connected to the bathroom and master suite. Did not leave those 3 gigantic rooms. Looked under the bed, turned the mattress 6 times. I mean, really looked everywhere. Very, very, very upset. Went to sleep. Next day, I work in the barn, which is where my office is. And that night, I'm like, oh God, I got to find that remote. Now I'm getting obsessed about where the remote is. Cannot find it. I go back to my barn. I'm actually playing chess on the computer, and then I go into my office, and I actually called up Eric Mantel, and I called a friend of mine, and the remote is sitting right in the center of my desk. And that really frightened me because how did it go from one building to another? It was impossible. It was just impossible. So that frightened me. I did call a friend of mine, and her husband suggested, just come over our house and sleep tonight. There's something weird. But she mentioned something which changed my perspective. And what she said was, and my mother unfortunately passed away on that property many years ago, about 20 years ago. She lived there, had an apartment for her. And what she said is, maybe your mother didn't want you to see that exorcism documentary that you were going to watch. And that changed my perspective of lot, that celestial beings or spirits could act. I was thinking it was negative at first. It's what scary thing? But perhaps it was positive. Just like us just losing all that information or just being interrupted. Yeah, it could be scary. It could be negative. But how about if it's positive? How about if it changed the course of today and someone didn't get into a car accident? We don't know that. So as I can say this has happened this will be the 4th time. Is it the 4th time that something demonic didn't want me to say it? Or is it the 4th time that some positive spirit wanted to protect someone here? This is what we don't know. This is the question that we don't know. Now, if you look at it from certain aspect, and you can make it scary, and sometimes I think, oh, it's happened again. What's going on? But how about if it's positive? You don't know. And that changed, her mentioning that changed a lot of my perspective.
Interesting. Have you ever experienced something paranormal, Gomar?
Me, I feel like, yeah, when I was much younger, we were hanging out at my godmother's house, and we were all sitting around watching a movie, and it was about 6 of us. It was like me, my uncle, my godmother, my godfather, and I believe it was their kids, their son and daughter. And we're sitting down just watching a movie. I forgot what movie it was on, and then we hear a knock at their back door. But the thing is, the way their house is set up, it's like attached to semi-attached to another house. So if someone were to go to their backyard, you could see them because there's windows that run all along the house. So you'd be able to see someone go into their backyard. And in order to get into the backyard any other way, you'd have to hop like 5 fences to get into the backyard because they're kind of near a corner, but they're also in between a bunch of houses. So my uncle gets up and he goes to open the door and he's like, oh, I didn't see anybody. Like as soon as the knock happened, got up, went to go check. We would have seen someone run away, but we didn't see anybody. And the following day, his mother died. So it's crazy that he was the one that went to look to see what it was. And then his mother ended up passing. And people were like, maybe that was her, saying goodbye to you or things like that. So that's the one thing that I can really remember that stuck with me. There's things that happen here and there, but I think I was just a kid and I was in my head about certain things. But that one, I think I was old enough to kind of, try to make sense of it, or at least it's still something that stayed with me. But in terms of paranormal stuff, I really don't know what to believe. I believe that people believe these things happen to them, but like I can't say whether it's real or not because I wasn't there. So that's how I am about those things. What about you?
Have I? No, absolutely not.
No? You warding that shit off, dude?
Yeah, my aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want none of this.
No?
I've got Rambo with me, so he's the white light.
Yeah, he looks tough right now.
He's the toughest guy.
Tough always.
Yeah. He is tough always, it's true.
Damn. This has been I feel like you came in here with the smoke.
What?
Ed brought the fire here today.
Yeah, Ed really did bring the fire. There's been a lot of interesting things.
Do you like go to church every Sunday?
I don't go to church on Sundays usually. I actually go during the week.
Yeah,
and it's
Wednesday,
funny. I go in Lambertville, and when I do go on a Sunday, my priest is always surprised. He looks at me like, "What are you doing here on Sunday?"
Yeah, Sunday's Ed's day.
Yeah, Ed day.
Chicken parm. Going back to chicken parm.
Yeah.
Where do you get chicken parm around here?
Altamontes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep. That's the place.
Shout out Maria.
Yeah, shout out Maria.
Yeah. They have the book's coming out soon.
Finally.
You got to get your Christmas book. We interviewed them about a book they were putting out 2 years ago.
Yeah, The Butcher's Daughter, right?
And then they just revisions on revisions. It's finally done.
Wow, I'm excited.
It took a long time, a lot of work.
Yeah.
What is there? Who else? You've been in this community a long time.
Yeah.
We want to know people in the community. Who top 3 people that we should talk to? Do you have anybody comes to mind?
Well, you're regarding in the paranormal world.
Anything. If you're
Any
like
world.
people that you martial artists, anybody that you find like would really make a good podcast.
I'm going to think about that. I mean, obviously, people already, like, Eric Mattel, Julie, Dominic. I mean, I think, obviously, but you already know that. Let me think about that.
All right, cool. Get back to us on that.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about the carriage that you said you have. You said there's some paranormal activity with it. Have you already experienced it, or these are accounts that people have told you about?
So we have a hearse in the museum, which is beautiful. It's incredible, from the 18th century, Italian. It's traveled around the world, and the family would hire the sums out to hunt for vampires. And then we have the 2 carriages. What? It's all in the book. You gotta get the coffee table book.
Oh my God.
We didn't even talk about vampires.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We went really a lot with exorcisms.
Yeah, we did.
But there's a similarity. I do believe, Dracula's fiction, obviously.
Yeah, Dracula's based off of Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, basically. And prior to that, it's more, I believe, a demonic situation. I always tell people that when you see these items, you have to imagine that these items were made 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th century. So you're going back to a time where 70% of the people on the planet Earth were illiterate. 40% of the people on the planet Earth married their first or second cousin. There is no electric. There is no police force. Everything is through conversation, oral tradition. This is, when you think about that aspect, it's really dark at night. It's a different world. So you also have to imagine.
Are you talking like specifically in like Europe?
Yes, well, everywhere, and especially in Asia. It's a different world.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just referencing like the cousins relationship.
No,
like,
that's everywhere.
Can't imagine like down in like the Inca tribes, like they were sophisticated building temples out of gold and stuff. They're still doing the cousin thing.
But they still had small communities. They weren't traveling far.
Okay.
I mean, in places like
We'll have to check back in on this. I love this fact. We're gonna go with it.
But people, it was a different world. So people had different beliefs. No refrigerators, no dishwasher. It's romance didn't even come up until the 19th century in Europe. It was really a pragmatic situation to live.
Yeah, we need more wheat harvesters.
Exactly.
You better get to the barn. So, where do you think vampire lore, like the folklore, comes from?
It comes from superstition. I actually believe it comes from demonic possession often. A lot of times people ask me, with all the kits that we have and all the vampire artifacts, did people use them? I believe it's very similar to handguns in America. People have handguns in the house, but they don't really necessarily use them. Very small portion of people who have handguns have actually used it in their life for protection. It's the same with vampire killing sets. They had it. You would love to go, if you're traveling by carriage at night and you go to a local pub, you felt secure if there was a vampire hunting kit there. Whether it's for vampires, the concept of vampires, bad people, evil people, it's still a weapon.
So you're telling me the vampire kit was like the AED machine, like the break in case of emergency?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Have you ever encountered a vampire?
Oh, interesting question. So I've encountered vampires, people who identify as vampires. I've not encountered ever an evil person, nefarious person who has said they were a vampire.
Okay. So people that claim to be vampires or they associate as vampires are like could I associate as a vampire?
Sure.
Okay. Interesting.
People could
But
associate
you've never
whatever
met-
they want.
Interesting. The possibility is endless. You can be whatever you want to be, kids.
I'm a Jedi.
Yeah, I was hoping you were gonna claim that because you do have Jedi. There was a couple times in this whole interview that I had thought Jedi. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he needs a garb.
Yeah. Would you ever consider wearing like a cloak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Are you a pocket watch guy?
I have pocket watches. I don't have any on me, but I have pocket watches.
Yeah, you're not a big jewelry guy because like
I don't wear any jewelry now.
yeah. Interesting. Have you ever broke bricks when you're doing martial arts? Do you think, like going back to the whole vampire things, do you think vampires could be real? Like, is there a possibility that like we like could have had a split, like we evolved separately?
It's interesting. Nick Pope from Ancient Aliens came to my place, and we kind of played with the concept of aliens being vampires, of something of that nature.
Okay.
I don't know. I do believe that with the vast amount of people, there's always going to be difference of opinion. So there's no way of whatever I say, what does it matter? There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people that agree, 100,000 people that disagree. I try to look at it more as good and evil, a battle between good and evil.
Interesting. Am I correct in understanding that like some of the vampire folklore did come from like Vlad the Impaler though?
Some did. No, a lot that comes from Egypt. I mean, it comes from, the Kabbalah in Judaism with Lilith, being Adam's first wife as a blood-drinking demon. So it goes back, way before that.
I'm not familiar with that story.
Me either.
Neither am I.
No.
Yeah, so basically a lot of people think that, and Christianity believes that Eve is Adam's first wife, but in the Kabbalah and in Judaism, you talk about Lilith, which was Adam's first wife.
What do you subscribe to as a personally? Or does it not matter?
It doesn't really matter enough to me. Like with all religion, I always say I identify as a Roman Catholic, but I'm not a priest. I like females, so I decided not to become a priest. And I just believe in just doing your best. I always make a joke, we're non-denomination, but I always say, and I'll say it now, that the Roman Catholic religion has the best stained glass in the world. We got the stained glass, okay? So, just there, it's really good stained glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Interesting.
There's some good stained glass, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess you liked the pursuit of ladies and the Sahara Desert more than you liked the pursuit of religion.
Well, you could do both.
Yeah. Do you think that the Catholic Church should change that?
Very interesting question. What I do think is whatever I think, no one cares.
I care.
You do care? I think, I know a lot of priests. I've had the conversation. A lot of in Christianity, a lot of different denominations allow marriage. Personally, I think they should.
I don't know personally, and you have a lot of probably knowledge in this area. Why did the Catholic Church, why can't they get married from a religious perspective?
It's just old rules. Basically, the concept that you have to give your entire life to God. It's to each their own with that.
Yeah, birth rates are down, though. We got to put numbers in. We need everybody falling in line.
Yeah.
Even the priests.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck right now. The numbers are down. You know that.
Yeah, facts.
What I guess we'll end on this. Do you have any events or things for the museum other than what we spoke about here that are coming up that you'd like to promote? Or
there's nothing I would like to promote specifically for events right now. I would just say that if people are interested, come see the museum, enjoy the artifacts. If you want to speak to me, I'm usually there on the weekends. I won't be there from December 22nd to January 22nd because I'll be in London with my daughter, but come anytime and just enjoy and make a decision yourself of what you like and what you believe.
Yeah, and the easiest way to find out the hours and tickets and everything like that is just the website, right?
Yeah, everything's on the website. And check out our Instagram because we have a lot of interesting things on that.
You do have a nice Instagram.
Thank you.
It is cool to see. All the cool stuff.
Tickets.
Is it mostly families or is it schools? Who's coming to see you?
Mostly families. We do, work with different schools. We worked with the the Boy Scouts recently. We work with inner cities. Kids, we just want people to come.
Yeah, just want people to learn to see what you got. That's awesome. I love places like that. It's you're doing it because you're passionate about it. You're not, you're not going to become filthy rich.
I'm not going to become filthy rich.
Owning a museum.
I mean, it's what the other thing is that I'm lucky. My children are older. My son has a PhD in philosophy. My daughter, who I'm going to visit, she's a Rhodes Scholar, an Oxford graduate. I paid for all the schools. I'm okay. I don't have any big desires. I'm okay. I don't care.
What do you think your biggest achievement to date has been?
In my life?
Yeah,
my children.
Okay. Right answer. There you go.
There you go. That's beautiful.
You've been on a good time. I really appreciate you coming out.
Oh, thanks.
This has been good.
You guys are great.
9 times out of 10, it's good. And you were one of those times, so I appreciate it. It was, I definitely didn't know what we were going to get into, but you didn't let us down.
No, definitely
it was cool. And the computer crash.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's always weird because that doesn't happen ever. It only happened one other time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we crashed it.
We laughed too hard.
Yeah, we had a young man on the podcast, a Muay Thai fighter.
Really?
Up and coming professional.
What was his name?
Can I say?
I don't know. Can you say it?
Logan Camp.
Logan Camp.
Yeah, and he told us a story that we had to we had to delete off the pod. It was one of the few, maybe one of the 2 times we've ever cut something from the podcast because the story was so out of control. And it wasn't the whole story. It was the punchline to the end of the story was so the matter of fact was so out of control that we lost it laughing, and the audio was so loud it shut the whole computer that we had set up was shut down. But we weren't going to be able to put it out anyway.
No,
so.
he set us up, man.
Yeah.
He set us up.
And I don't know if he knew what he was doing.
He knew. He knew, dude.
But he said some wild stuff that can't be heard.
Does he still practice?
Does he still fight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like, his goal in life is to literally just fight everybody.
Is he in Thailand?
I don't know if he's there right now.
I think he's in the army still, or he was doing something with the
How old
military.
is
He's 18, 19
Yeah,
now.
he was doing HVAC.
Yeah, he was doing HVAC.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, the army's going to pay for me to fight.
Yeah.
Or something like that. We have to go back and check.
He hasn't been in Thailand yet.
Oh, no,
Probably
he
not.
was before. I think
Oh.
he did. I think he went.
Oh,
he
did
was
he?
training with Jordan at Jackery. I'm pretty sure. And those boys are going like multiple times a year.
Dang.
Yeah. You're nobody in Muay Thai unless you go to Thailand, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
I lived there for a while. Yeah.
You lived in Thailand?
I fought in the arena there.
Damn.
You ever hear of...
You're so beautiful, though, for being
I
such
know,
a
right? You know, you've heard of, obviously, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris? Yeah.
You've heard of Bill Wallace and Joe
Yeah,
Lewis? I
yes.
fought both of them.
You fought
Bill Wallace, I fought Bill Wallace and Joe Lewis.
boxing?
Martial arts.
Yeah? Oh, shit.
Mm.
God damn.
I
Guys.
mean, you want to see something?
We might have interviewed
Oh!
the wrong guy. We might have interviewed the wrong dude.
You.
We interviewed
No,
the
I'm old
museum
now.
owner. We should
He said, "I'm old now."
I'm old now.
we should make a karate comeback video.
No karate come back at this age. But, you know, not
Ready? I'm gonna do the intro to the video. Hide it.
No more karate
Bucks
comebacks.
County.
I've done a lot in my life.
In the
with
mountains
that.
of
And I loved it.
Doylestown.
And I still do kendo. You know, I still work out with the shin.
A legend like no other.
You want to see something?
Creamy.
Rush in the
Yes.
ashes.
The Exorcist Ninja.
The Exorcist Ninja.
The Exor Ninja.
Extra Ninja.
No ninjas, but I like to say what we do. Or
Yeah,
what I
'cause
do.
ninjas, to be honest with you, in the martial arts world, ninjas are kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, I'll show you. This is...
What's?
They were like
Oh,
the
so my
narcs of the martial arts world back in the day, like in the Shaolin days.
Oh yeah, were
They
they?
were always sneaking
I
around.
can't talk right now, buddy. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
This is not recent. This is not old.
Oh yeah, you have the sticks set up in your house.
Hold up.
Dude, I gotta bring you in front of the boys.
So yeah, I still
That's
do
not McDojo. That's not McDojo. When you're training on the bars like that.
that. I mean,
Have you ever trained on the ones that move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it my whole life, you know, since I was a kid. And I love
Yeah.
the martial arts. I fought, I did it all, you know.
That's
I've done Iaido, I've done it all with that.
interesting. Yeah, you probably wait outside of your car when you pump your gas. Like most people are pumping, get in and lock the doors. He stands by the pump.
I actually hit the tires. It's funny.
Because you just drive by the Wawa and just see Ed in horse stance, just throwing
My kids
punches into the.
used to say, Dad, stop shaking the car. You know, I'm a firm believer, because I don't have time, is training during life. So it's like, if I brush my teeth, which I do, I jump down and do push-ups. You know, if I'm pumping the gas, I go out and hit the tire. And a lot of the older martial arts that I've known, like in their 80s, I know some guys. I'm visiting a guy in England. I mean, he's 82 years old, and he would scare the living shit out of me. I mean, the guy's a bull. So one of my Korean instructors, because I'm very friendly with him, and he was like in his 80s back then. And this is going back 10 years ago. And one day we're walking, you know, on the beach, and I'm Master Kim, and I just grab him, and, you know, just out of love to grab him, and I couldn't move him. I mean, it's like, I'm like, this guy's cheap. It's like, he's 82 years old.
Dang.
And they all say the same thing. Practice all the time. Don't just practice when you go into a training. So I believe in, like, practicing all the time. So I'm always doing, like, even before, you know, when I was here trying to find your way out, I'm like punching the outside wall outside.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to my secretary, and I'm hitting, she goes, "Are you hitting a wall?" I gotta go, "Yeah." So I'm like having fun like that.
Legend.
Yeah.
I broke my spine a couple of years ago.
A couple years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. And they said I would never walk again.
Doing what?
Because I have an adopted son. His name is Muhammad. I adopted him at 17. He was actually, I met through my youngest daughter.
You adopted him when he was 17?
Yes.
Okay.
He went to school with my youngest daughter. His father was killed by the Taliban. He's from Afghanistan, and he always wanted to study the martial arts. So one day he was talking to my youngest daughter, and he was always bullied a lot. Also the kids would bully him because he was a little older than the other kids. His English was not good, yet he spoke 5 languages, But, they'd make fun of him. And he one day told my youngest daughter that he always wanted to study the martial arts. So she said, well, you should study with my dad. So he came to me, and I trained him really hard. And he became actually, he was on television, and they compared his sidekick to Bruce Lee. Then COVID came, so he was going to get into the UFC.
How old was he when he was getting what?
So he would be at that point 20.
Okay.
I hate the UFC. I mean, I used to watch it, but I'm just not into it. I'm more into traditional, and I don't like it. But I did watch it in the beginning, with all my buddies, in the very beginning with the UFC, when they didn't have weight divisions.
Too barbaric.
I just don't like. I don't like the. There's no beauty in it. There's no depth to it. It's violent. Egotistical. It's not what I believe the martial arts should be.
Understood.
Yeah.
So you're training Muhammad.
Training Muhammad, and he became really good. Like really, his last fight, he was a very passive, spiritual person, very soft person. But he was, when I say good, I mean he was good. His kicking abilities were probably close to, or maybe better than mine when I was young. And I was really a specialist in kicking. I'm flipping in air, doing, I could do like 6 spinning kicks in 4 seconds, and he was that good. He was that good. But he would never win the first couple of fights because he was too sweet. And he didn't want to hurt people. So on the last fight, I'm like, Muhammad, I said, you got to push it up a little. You have the ability, but you actually, if you want to be in full contact, you have to either do something or give it up. You can't always be. So literally he won in 14 seconds, and he sidekicked this kid. And the announcer said, we haven't seen a sidekick. So what I used to do with him, I'd make him do 500 sidekicks in my dojo. And literally tie him with rubber bands and have him move and sidekick, move and sidekick. And his sidekick was so incredible. If you think of Enter the Dragon, when he fought Han Solo's sidekick, that's how Muhammad's sidekick. And bam, he got the guy. But then COVID came, and, so we stopped that. And then he stopped. I mean, I was married, blah, 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 But he had a sidekick that was beautiful.
How did that lead to you breaking your back?
Okay, so how to leave right back? Working, because I'm an idiot, working with Muhammad. One day, I was teaching him, and there's this piece of equipment that you put around your body, and you can hit with a baseball bat, and you're not going to feel it.
Yeah.
So I put it around my body, but being stupid, I did a downward spinning kick where you go down to the ground. But my body from here up stood straight, and the rest of me, when I spun down to the floor, I broke my own spine.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I broke my own spine.
So the shroud, the boxing shroud that you were wearing.
Solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's thick. It's this thick.
Yeah, I know.
And this, so from here up was solid. Here down, I spun.
And you just broke your own
broke
back.
My spine. Yeah. Yeah. Snapped my spine, broke it.
That is terrible.
They said I would never walk again.
You were down for the count, on the ground.
Hospital, yeah, boom, boom. I mean, I broke my own spine.
What brought you back?
Lots of donuts.
Doing donuts in a car or eating
no,
donuts?
No.
Okay.
I basically couldn't walk. I mean, I could not. My guys had to build something for me to take a shit. I mean, on the floor. I mean, it was literally horrible. I did a lot of prayer. I watched every episode. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I watched every episode of Sex and the City, which I could still debate with my daughters. I know more characters than them. And I prayed a lot. I did pray a lot. And I just said, don't do this to me. I want to walk. And I didn't take a pain pill. I didn't take one pain pill throughout the whole thing. And the doctor said, you're not going to be able to do this. And it's funny because when I met the doctor, he was a Korean guy. And so I'm explaining it to him at one point how it happened because he was curious how it happened. And I'm explaining to him in detail about what I did, the kid. And he goes, and he's very stoic. I didn't really like him at first. And he says to me, so because I'm Korean, you believe I understand everything about the martial arts? I said, duh, yeah, and you're probably good at math, too. And we became best friends.
So would you do physical therapy and prayer and just forcing your body back?
I could not. I mean, literally, when I'd go from the house to the barn, I mean, it'd take me almost 2.5 hours to walk. Yeah, just to go like 100 yards. Yeah, it was really bad. But, I did heal. I do have some problems now in my life with a nerve in my leg. I'm going to work on that. But, I was lucky that I healed.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, you could have walked on those hands you have, those mitts.
I've also been in a
hands.
coma in my life.
You've been in a coma?
I've been paralyzed. So I've had a lot of stuff.
When you're in a coma, how many days are you?
I was in a coma for 6 days.
6 days?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you dreamed about?
People have asked me that. I only remember it was in a car accident when I was actually 17. What I remember and what the ambulance said is that in the ambulance I kept, so it's funny because I didn't go instantly into the coma and I kept praying. They said I was praying and I asked Jesus for me not to die. I went through a windshield. Remember back then you didn't wear seatbelts or anything like that.
Yeah, they just weren't cool.
Yeah, so I just went. I wasn't driving. My father was actually driving. It was right before he passed away. And went through the windshield. I just remember my father crying, waking out of the coma. That's what I remember.
Interesting.
That's what I remember. It was actually going, it was Atlantic City, right? Hospital. Yeah. But I do remember waking up and seeing him cry. Yeah, so I've had some
Yeah. I can see how you've ended up where you're at, owning a vampire and paranormal or museum like this. You seem like you've lived a vibrant life and like had a lot of experiences.
Yeah.
And I could see like how you also have a touch or like your spiritual side.
So I've had a very full life.
Wow.
I've had a full life, but a good life, it's all good. My purpose of the museum is to really have a ministry and give back. That's really my driving force. It's not about the vampires. I mean, it's really just we do so much for people. When people come, especially the kids, they really love it. The curiosity. I'm not trying to set a doctrine of religion with people, but just by telling people to be good, just by that,
Yeah. Is that what we would if we could, when we're sending off the podcast, leave the world good? Is that like the message that you?
Yeah, just be good. Just be good. Just love, compassion, and charity. I really believe that. So that is my philosophy. People often ask me, how do you know what good is? And I always say, if you don't know what good is, you're either a sociopath or an asshole. It's like,
and that's that. That's the Bucks Townies podcast right there. That's it. We got to end on that right there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's it. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. Everybody that's listening, we'll have the links to the museum in the bios and everything like that. And in the blog posts. This has been Ed, Andrew, Gilmar. We got Rambo on the floor. Bucks County's #1 investigative journalists, possibly the world. Thanks for listening.